There's a precise moment when a woman realizes she needs you back, and understanding this moment can give you a powerful advantage in modern dating. Most men miss it entirely because they focus on chasing, overcommunicating, or trying to force emotion. Women don't come back because of pressure. They return when they recognize the value, stability, and unique energy you bring into their lives. In today's fast-paced dating world, where attention is constant and availability is expected, a man who demonstrates independence, calm confidence, and emotional authority stands out. This moment occurs when she begins to reflect on the absence of your presence, energy, and the emotional impact you had. This video is about recognizing that pivotal moment, why it happens, and how you can position yourself so it happens naturally. Women are wired to notice contrast, emotional resonance, and consistency. When you step back, focus on your life, and maintain composure, she starts to notice what she's missing: the stability, confidence, and intentionality you brought to her life. That reflection is the catalyst that sparks her realization that she needs you back. By understanding the 7 key triggers in this video, you will see why women begin to feel the pull toward you, how your presence and absence create desire, and how to maintain the energy that keeps her reflecting, longing, and eventually reconnecting. These principles are not about manipulation. They are about confidence, self-respect, and understanding the psychology of attraction. Applied correctly, they ensure that she experiences the impact of your absence, the value of your attention, and the draw of your presence in a way that naturally brings her back. 1. She notices your absence. The first trigger that makes a woman realize she needs you back is noticing your absence. Women are naturally sensitive to energy and presence rather than just words, and when a man who once brought stability, confidence, and excitement steps back, it creates space for reflection. Most men make the mistake of panicking when they sense a woman pulling away, sending constant messages, calling repeatedly, or overcompensating to regain attention. These behaviors diminish attraction and erase the subtle impact their absence could have created. Instead, when you maintain calm, focus on your life, and step back intentionally, she begins to feel the void left by your absence. This void highlights your unique presence and the qualities she may have taken for granted. During this period, she starts replaying past interactions in her mind, noticing the calm energy, emotional stability, humor, and intentionality you brought to the relationship. The absence allows her to experience contrast, comparing the consistency and value of your presence with the unpredictability or lack of depth she experiences elsewhere. This reflection is a key catalyst in making her realize she misses not just your attention, but the emotional and mental energy you provided. The more meaningful your prior interactions were, through memorable experiences, consistent confidence, and composed behavior, the stronger the void becomes. Feeling your absence creates longing, curiosity, and a subtle sense of urgency. She begins to appreciate the qualities that made your presence magnetic and irreplaceable. Unlike chasing or over-communicating, this intentional distance allows her to notice your value naturally. She becomes emotionally aware of what she is missing, which increases desire and fosters reflection. The impact of absence is magnified when you continue living independently, maintaining your routines, and demonstrating composure. By doing this, you create the conditions for her to experience the pull toward you without pressure, manipulation, or desperation. The moment she notices your absence is the first step in recognizing that she needs you back. It awakens longing, reflection, and emotional awareness, setting the stage for attraction to rebuild and for her to feel drawn toward reconnecting. Absence, when handled with confidence and intention, becomes one of the most powerful tools in creating desire, respect, and emotional pull. 2. She recalls your value. The second trigger that makes a woman realize she needs you back is recalling your value. Value is not about money, looks, or superficial traits. It is the combination of confidence, emotional stability, independence, intentionality, and the meaningful experiences you create. When you step back, she begins to notice what she truly misses. Most men fail to establish this because they react impulsively, overcommunicate, or try too hard to prove worth. In contrast, a man who maintains composure, focuses on his life, and acts with purpose signals that his value is inherent and not dependent on her validation. During your absence, she starts reflecting on the emotional resonance and stability you brought, how your presence made her feel secure, alive, and appreciated. This reflection highlights the contrast between the energy, attention, and intentionality you provided and the inconsistency or lack of depth she may encounter elsewhere. Recognizing your value naturally triggers longing because she realizes the qualities you embody are rare and impactful. The more consistent and meaningful your interactions were in the past, the stronger this awareness becomes. She begins to replay moments where your confidence, calm energy, humor, and composed presence left a lasting impression. That reflection amplifies attraction and makes her feel a sense of emotional pull toward you. Women are drawn to men who demonstrate authority over their own emotions, live independently, and provide memorable experiences. When these qualities are absent, she feels the void, which often manifests as subtle desperation, curiosity, or a heightened awareness of what she is missing. Recalling your value is different from chasing attention or forcing emotion. It is about her naturally appreciating the impact you had on her life and feeling the gap your absence creates. By consistently embodying confidence, emotional stability, independence, and intentionality, you make your value unmistakable. This awareness strengthens attraction, fosters reflection, and positions you as someone worth reconnecting with. When a woman recalls your true value, she begins to feel the pull to re-engage, creating a natural path toward reconnection and renewed emotional attachment. 3. She realizes your independence. The third trigger that makes a woman realize she needs you back is seeing your independence. Independence is magnetic because it signals self-sufficiency, emotional authority, and purpose. When you step back, focus on your goals, hobbies, and social life, and avoid reacting to her withdrawal, she demonstrates that your attention is not dependent on her actions. Most men make the mistake of overreacting, chasing, or altering their lives to try to regain a woman's interest, which communicates insecurity and reduces attraction. Independence, on the other hand, creates contrast that highlights your value. As she observes that your life continues with direction and purpose, she begins to reflect on the qualities she misses: your composure, focus, and the positive energy you bring. This reflection often sparks curiosity and longing, as she becomes aware that the qualities you embody are not easily replaceable. Women respond instinctively to men who maintain control of their emotions, are self-directed, and live intentionally. Your independence communicates that your presence and attention are valuable, not automatic, which naturally elevates attraction. During this period, she begins to notice how your absence creates a void, and how your consistent, self-assured behavior differs from what she experiences with others. This awareness can awaken subtle desperation or a strong emotional pull, as she realizes that she may have taken your stability, focus, and confidence for granted. The more independent and composed you remain during her absence, the more powerful the effect. Independence also reinforces your emotional authority and confidence, making your presence memorable and your absence impactful. Unlike desperation or overcommunication, independence allows her to experience reflection and longing organically, without manipulation. By consistently living your life fully and maintaining your self-direction, you create conditions where she naturally recognizes your value and feels compelled to reconnect. Independence is a cornerstone of attraction and desire, and when a woman becomes aware of it, she begins to understand why she misses you and why your presence is significant. This realization positions you as someone irreplaceable, creating a magnetic pull that encourages her to re-engage and consider rebuilding the connection. 4. She feels emotionally safe with you. The fourth trigger that makes a woman realize she needs you back is feeling emotionally safe with you. Emotional safety is one of the most powerful drivers of attraction because it allows her to be vulnerable, authentic, and relaxed around you. When you step back, maintain composure, and avoid reacting with panic or neediness, she begins to notice the security and stability you provided. Most men fail to appreciate how important this is because they focus on winning her attention through words or gestures rather than energy and presence. Emotional safety is communicated through calmness, consistency, and reliability. When she reflects on how you handled interactions in the past, your patience during disagreements, your composed demeanor, and your supportive yet non-intrusive behavior, she begins to appreciate the unique space you create for her to feel understood and accepted. This recognition often triggers longing and curiosity because she experiences the absence of that secure energy in her current interactions. Women instinctively compare the emotional environment you provided with what they experience elsewhere. When she realizes that your presence allowed her to feel free, accepted, and emotionally supported, she notices a void that she subconsciously wants to fill. Emotional safety also enhances attraction because it demonstrates maturity, reliability, and emotional authority, qualities that women naturally gravitate toward. During your absence, she begins replaying moments where she felt comfortable, valued, and free to express herself, which strengthens reflection and emotional pull. Unlike attempts to force attention or manipulate feelings, the awareness of emotional safety arises organically when you maintain consistency, confidence, and self-possession. By embodying calm authority and emotional stability, you create a lasting impact that women notice most when it's missing. This realization makes her more likely to reconnect because she recognizes the unique energy and security you brought, something she may not find easily elsewhere. Emotional safety combined with independence, confidence, and intentionality amplifies the pull she feels, increasing curiosity, desire, and a subtle need to re-establish the connection. In short, when she feels that your presence made her emotionally secure and your absence creates a gap in that security, she naturally begins to understand that she needs you back. 5. She remembers the memorable moments. The fifth trigger that makes a woman realize she needs you back is when she remembers the memorable moments you shared. Women attach emotionally to experiences that made them feel valued, alive, or emotionally engaged, and these memories often become more powerful during your absence. Most men underestimate this because they focus on quantity of contact rather than the quality of experiences. Memorable moments create an emotional imprint that lingers, and when you step back, she begins to reflect on the times where your presence brought excitement, comfort, or a sense of connection. She recalls conversations where you made her feel understood, the way you handled challenges with composure, or even small gestures that communicated care and attention. This reflection highlights what she is missing, amplifying longing and curiosity. Unlike chasing or over-explaining, allowing her to remember the positive emotional impact you created generates a natural pull. Memorable moments also strengthen perceived value because they are tied to emotional resonance rather than superficial traits. She begins to associate your presence with feelings of safety, excitement, and meaningful connection, making her recognize the void left in her life. The more intentional and consistent you were in creating these moments, the stronger the effect during your absence. Women notice subtle differences between the depth of connection they experienced with you and the interactions they have elsewhere, which intensifies the desire to reconnect. Reflecting on these memories also activates emotional nostalgia, a powerful force that encourages her to reconsider her current choices and evaluate what she truly values. By stepping back and letting these memories surface naturally, you give her space to miss the unique energy, confidence, and emotional presence you provided. The recognition of these moments, combined with your independence, composure, and emotional stability, reinforces her awareness of your value. Ultimately, recalling the memorable experiences you created allows her to feel the emotional pull, curiosity, and subtle urgency to reconnect. It positions you as someone irreplaceable and meaningful, making her more likely to reach out, engage, and rebuild the connection with renewed interest. 6. She notices your calm confidence. The sixth trigger that makes a woman realize she needs you back is noticing your calm confidence. Calm confidence is magnetic because it communicates emotional authority, self-assuredness, and stability, qualities that women instinctively find attractive. When a man maintains composure during periods of distance or fading interest, he demonstrates that his emotional state and self-worth are independent of her actions. Most men fail in this area because they react impulsively, chase attention, or allow insecurity to show, which diminishes attraction. By contrast, calm confidence signals that your energy is intentional, your attention is valuable, and your presence is meaningful. During your absence, she begins to reflect on your composed behavior, how you handled challenges, and the way you carried yourself with poise. This reflection often triggers longing because she recognizes that the calm stability you provided is rare and difficult to replace. Women compare this energy to other interactions in their lives, noticing the contrast between your composed presence and the unpredictability or neediness they may experience elsewhere. The awareness of your calm confidence creates curiosity and emotional pull, encouraging her to consider reconnecting. Confidence also reinforces perceived value. She sees that you are independent, self-directed, and in control of your life, which naturally elevates attraction. Unlike overcommunication or attempts to manipulate feelings, maintaining calm confidence allows her to experience the emotional gap organically, strengthening reflection and desire. The more consistent and genuine your composed behavior was in past interactions, the more noticeable the absence becomes. Women begin to realize that your stability, poise, and self-assurance are qualities that enhance their experience of connection, making them long for your presence. Calm confidence also reinforces emotional safety, intentionality, and the unique energy you bring, which amplifies the pull she feels. When she notices that your composure remains intact, independent of her actions, she begins to respect you more, reflect on your value, and consider how your presence positively impacted her life. In essence, calm confidence acts as a silent magnet. It highlights your worth, creates a meaningful void during absence, and encourages her to acknowledge the importance of having you in her life. This realization becomes a key turning point, increasing the likelihood that she will feel compelled to reconnect and engage with you again. 7. She feels the void of your presence. The seventh and final trigger that makes a woman realize she needs you back is feeling the void of your presence. Absence is a powerful force in attraction because it creates space for reflection and emotional awareness. When you step back intentionally, she begins to notice what she truly misses. Not just your attention, but the energy, stability, and impact you brought into her life. Most men fail to leverage this because they panic, overcommunicate, or try to chase her back, which eliminates the subtle tension and reflection that absence naturally creates. By maintaining composure, focusing on your life, and avoiding reactive behavior, you allow her to experience the contrast between your calm, intentional presence and the gap your absence leaves. During this period, she begins replaying past interactions, recalling the confidence, emotional stability, and memorable experiences you provided. The void becomes more apparent the more meaningful and impactful your past interactions were. She notices the difference between the depth, security, and calm energy you offered and what she experiences elsewhere, which intensifies longing, curiosity, and emotional pull. Feeling this void also reinforces your perceived value because it highlights the uniqueness of your presence and the qualities that are difficult to replace. Women are instinctively drawn to men who maintain emotional authority, independence, and composure, qualities that become most visible when absent. The longer and more intentionally you maintain this distance, the stronger the emotional reflection becomes. She begins to realize that your presence contributed significantly to her emotional comfort, excitement, and engagement, and that she now experiences a noticeable gap without it. This awareness often triggers subtle urgency, reflection, and a desire to reconnect, because she senses that the qualities you embody are rare and valuable. Feeling the void of your presence is the culmination of the previous triggers: absence, remembered value, independence, emotional safety, memorable moments, and calm confidence all combine to create a magnetic pull. When she experiences this void, she begins to appreciate your impact on her life, recognize your unique qualities, and feel drawn back naturally. The sense of missing you reinforces her awareness of what she truly needs, making it much more likely that she will reach out, reflect on the connection, and consider rekindling the relationship on her own terms. Presence, when previously established with value and consistency, becomes unforgettable, and absence becomes a powerful tool to reignite desire, respect, and emotional pull. The moment a woman realizes she needs you back is built on awareness, reflection, and emotional contrast. It doesn't happen because of chasing, pleading, or over-explaining. It happens because of the unique energy, calm confidence, and intentional presence you brought into her life. When you step back, focus on your own life, and maintain independence, she begins to notice the void your absence creates. That void highlights your value, the emotional safety you provided, the memorable experiences you shared, and the confidence and composure that made you magnetic in the first place. This realization is amplified when she reflects on your independence, the consistency of your behavior, and the emotional authority you displayed. Women are naturally drawn to men who maintain calm composure, self-direction, and intentionality, qualities that become most visible when you are absent. By avoiding neediness, desperation, and reactive behavior, you preserve intrigue and value, allowing her to naturally experience longing and reflection. Each of the 7 triggers, your absence, recalled value, independence, emotional safety, memorable moments, calm confidence, and the felt void, works together to create a powerful pull. She begins to miss not just your presence, but the energy, stability, and experiences you brought, making her reconsider her feelings and the connection she may have taken for granted. Understanding these triggers allows you to strategically and confidently navigate fading interest. When handled correctly, absence becomes a tool that increases desire, respect, and emotional pull. Women begin to reflect, feel the void, and naturally gravitate back toward the man who demonstrated consistent value, composure, and independence. This moment of realization is the turning point, where longing, appreciation, and attraction align, creating the conditions for her to want you back, reconnect, and rebuild the bond on her own initiative. By embodying these qualities and giving her the space to experience their absence, you make your presence unforgettable, your value undeniable, and the pull toward you irresistible.